One of the questions that we do have often when I give a talk, maybe at a intro class, or people that I meet, or people that I've known, people who come into Dharma Gate for a meditation class or service for the first time, is can I be a Buddhist and also follow another form of religion, whatever that is? And this can be a complex question and sometimes a difficult question to answer, because we welcome really anybody that wants to come in and take part of our services. We don't require people to do anything in particular other than obviously treat the Sangha with respect and have respect for our traditions. I think that a lot of people who are not necessarily interested in Buddhism can learn a lot from the practice and can incorporate the practice. I think meditation is universal. People can gain a better understanding of who they are if they can slow their minds down and watch how they think and watch their intent. That may make you a better spiritual person in whatever form of religion that you follow. Again, if people can come together and find a way to become better, more compassionate people, I don't really care what form that takes after. I think that would be good for people in general. So to more specifically answer this question is, can I be a Christian Buddhist? Can I be Jewish Buddhist? Can I be any form of combination? The practice itself, as I said, is pretty universal. Anybody can follow the Eightfold Path and have a good benefit from it. But you're going to run into a little bit of a conflict or a barrier not too far down the line of just the way that Buddhists view the universe. And one of the Eightfold Path is this idea of great view, of seeing the world for truth of what it really is. And we're a non-theistic belief system or a lifestyle. So if you have a theistic background or a theistic belief, that you believe in that there is a spiritual force or a Godhead or whatever you want to call it, that is acting upon you and acting upon the world around you, that's in almost direct conflict to some of the foundational aspects of why Buddhists focus on what we focus on. We focus on the humanistic aspect. What can I do? What can I do to fix me? And where is the onus? Whose responsibility is it to be a good person? How do we explain what happens in the world around us? So, we don't have concepts of, again, we have no continuing self in concepts of rebirth. We don't have like a heaven or a hell to go to. So we don't have a reward-punishment system that is outside of this life. So there's going to be some things that don't necessarily mix that well. But again, having just a basis of coming together with people, understanding where our intent arises. It doesn't matter if you're Christian or Jewish or Islamic or Buddhist or Hindu or anything else. If you have an ability to stop and watch self and where does my intent come from? Am I being compassionate? Am I making better choices? Then I think great, everybody should come together and kind of this ecumenical view of understanding each other's religions and coming together on our common aspects, I think, is more important than the differences that sometimes we run into. Trying to live a spiritual life in the West is difficult enough. It is already hard enough to try to be compassionate and lowering the ego and not get swept up into consumerism and some of the divisions that we're dealing with in our country right now. So anything that we can do that brings us together, I think, is really, really great. So the practice is very good and pretty universal. Kind of fundamentally, some of the ways that we view the world, there's going to be a lot of differences. So I would say if you are from a different faith and you're interested in Buddhist practice, come and experience aspects that you think would supplement your current spiritual life, instead of trying to create an amalgam of something. Learn what you can, and that goes for Buddhists too. If you can learn a practice, or if there's a philosopher or there's a spiritual leader that says things that make sense within your practice, there's no reason to not take that and learn from it. It's why we call this Dharma Gate, all open gates to find ways to have practice and learn something.